Welcome back to another episode of EPL Insights. I hope you have enjoyed the football matches on the weekend and you had a great fun weekend. Today we will be doing a match review of Arsenal versus Man City and United versus Chelsea. We really had some good matches on the weekend. Brighton versus Tottenham. Tottenham made a great comeback. Sunderland versus Aston Villa. Believe Maresca should learn from Sunderland team the way they played with the 10 man for so long, and they were looking like the better team, and they were the team looking likely to win that match. But I believe draw is a good point for them against a very good Aston Villa side. Before I start, please do subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with others as well. Let's start with Manchester City versus Arsenal. It was on Arsenal's home ground, and I am hearing a lot of criticism on Arteta that Arteta got it wrong. He was a coward not to start with attacking midfielder, and people are praising, media is praising Man City for showing a great resilience, playing great, playing with such a defensive mind and playing with 10 men behind the ball. So I believe that is I'm not one of those fans who's going to criticize Pep for playing like that way. Arsenal have done that in the past as well when they play away from the home. I'm not the one who is criticizing Pep, but I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of the media, the way they are now praising Pep for playing a defensive mindset with 11 men on the pitch, while Arteta is always criticized for playing that way, even with 10 men on the pitch, or if they are in a situation where they're trying to win that match. So even against Liverpool, people were saying he was coward, he was not trying to win that match. Same is the narrative in this match. So why not the same narrative for Manchester City? Why not the same narrative for Pep Guardiola? I know they have won a lot in the past, but I'm just trying to focus on this match and the narrative which is building on in this campaign, in this season against Arsenal, against Arteta. And people are right to criticize. I'm not saying people should not criticize Arteta for getting it wrong. I believe also that in terms of the lineup, Arteta get it wrong, but not the way people are portraying it. I'm not against playing Mikel Merino, Rice, and Zubomendi in the midfield. I believe the thing uh, which in my opinion he got it wrong was playing Trossard in the left wing, because I am not sure when Trossard has the best performance or the great performance when he started the match on the left wing. He's always has an okay performance, and his most impactful performance, most useful performance always come when he started, or sorry, when he came as a substitute. That is the way he is most useful. And I believe Martinelli is the same. They do not play well when they start, based on the last season. Although they did play well in the Champions League game and they deserved a start based on that performances, but I still would not have started Trossard in this match. And secondly, I believe in the second half, when he made the changes of Eze and Saka, I believe he should have brought Martinelli as well instead of Trossard. That's something I believe he got it wrong, and we should be criticizing him for that or for any other point which you believe he didn't get it well. But saying he's the coward, he didn't went for the game, he didn't try to win it. Come on, man. City was playing 10 men behind the ball. They were, it wasn't like that before scoring the goal in the ninth minute. They were playing an attacking football or they were very fluent. That wasn't the case. They were playing a very defensive football before that, and they got the goal on the counter. And I believe it was a mistake from Saliba for not putting any tackle, not defending well in that position, and just keep running with Reiner instead of covering Holland. That was a mistake from my point, in my point of view, from Saliba. He should have covered Holland, because if I am in the position of Saliba, I would have let Reiner take a shot, because we had another defender alongside with him, and he could have stopped him. He could have uh, make it difficult for him to take a shot. But I would be focusing on Holland, because we know that if Holland has a ball in near the penalty area or in the penalty area, there will be only one outcome, and that was the goal, and it happened. So that was I didn't like that defending from Saliba, and I believe that was a mistake on Saliba. Again, I was also of the opinion that Saliba should have started, but that was a mistake in the moment. Not that Saliba had a bad performance throughout the match. He had a very good match, and he had a very good performance in this match after coming from an injury. So that was the mistake I believe Arteta did in this match, and I'm very happy with the lot of performances from our player side. Like Zuma Bendi played well in this match. Martinelli played well. Medvecki again looking very really good, and people were criticizing how why he took Medvecki off in the second half, and the reason, if you are not aware, Teta shared in the press conference that he had a knock, that why he had to take him out of the match in that time. So that's why I believe he brought in Saka and as in the second half. And some people were saying that Man City did had Nuri the right back, so that's why played like this. So Arsenal should have won that match. Again, I'm not saying Arsenal should not have won this match, but if based on the right back, if City is going to play that way, then God help Man City. This is not the way Man City would be playing, I believe. This was the reason they played like this. And if you have seen prep commits, and he said himself that Arsenal were so good. Arteta played the team placed the team so well that that's why they had to play it that way. And if you remember the comments of Rodri, Bernardo Silva in the last season when they criticized Arsenal for coming to Man City and not trying to win that match, even if you watch that match, I believe Arsenal played really well then as comparison to what Man City did in this match. And let me share some interesting stats with you as well in terms of Man City. The people who are praising Man City and saying that they played really well, let me share some stats. Like this is the first match in Pep Guardiola's era in Premier League for 347 matches that they had the least possession in this match. That is 32.8%. And this is not something which I'm sharing. This is based on Opta stats, and this is their touches in the Arsenal box. And apart from that, Arsenal uh, played really good and they created really good chances. The people who are blaming Arteta for not going for the win, like if we do not had the chances, I would have said the same. But as he had a very good chance, Jokers has some couple of good chances. Medveke really had some really good chances. Zubomendi had a very good shot stopped by Donnarumma. Same was for Eze as well. Eze's shot was stopped by Donnarumma. Trossard had some really good chances, but he didn't have the pace to uh, make it difficult for the defenders of the Manchester City backline. So it wasn't like we didn't had chances or we didn't were creating chances or we were not able to have a good game. I know we didn't create much for Jokeres, but apart from that, there were chances created and we could have won that match easily. But the way City played, as I was sharing, they had the least possession. They were just trying to defend from the get go. They had the least amount of touches in the opposition box for the first time. And Arteta is the first manager, I believe, who has won 5 games against Arteta, same against Pep Guardiola in the top flight in the league setup. And if let me share one more thing with you guys, like if you look at these stats, it's from 2022 2023 season to till today. Arsenal and Man City both have played 118 matches in the Premier League, and 77 won by Arsenal, 79 by Man City. We lost less matches in comparison to Man City. We have scored less goal little bit from Man City, but we have also conceded less. And in terms of points, we have only 1 point difference from Man City. Arsenal had 256, Man City have 257. But the thing why Arteta is getting ridiculed, or getting criticized, or getting so many hate from rival fans is this, and from our own fans as well. Because in terms of the Premier League titles, major trophies, they had 8 and we had nil to show. I believe this is one of the reason why people hate Arteta from the rival fans side as well, and from the our own fans as well. But we have to understand that before Arteta, again, if you watch my first video where I discuss about if Arteta is a success or a failure, the way we are playing now and the way we were playing before Arteta, the kind of players we have before Arteta and the kind of players we have after we had Arteta. And please try to understand the context as well. In the first 3 seasons of the Arsenal and under Arteta's reign, under Arteta leadership, please do not consider that time period as we were competing, or we were even in the top four consideration or in the top four race as well. So that's why there is a lot of difference in the side which we had, or the way which the way we play before Arteta, after Arteta. So that is the credit we should give to Arteta. But again, I'm not saying we should not criticize him. He made some mistake in this match, and we should criticize him for that. And he needs to understand that now we should and we can go with Eze in the 10 or Eze on the left wing from the get go. Secondly, people need to understand that we didn't have Saka from the start of the game. We didn't have Odegaard. We didn't have Havertz. So that is the three key players we were missing in this match. And Saka didn't train well. Didn't He was injured, and he just came for in straight away in this match. So, and people are also criticizing Arteta for that as well. Why he brought Saliba and Saka straight away in this match, and I'm not sure what Arteta can do to make these people go away or to make these people happy. Whatever he will do, people will find something to criticize him. So that's all from my side in terms of Arsenal versus Man City. Please do share your opinion if you think otherwise, or you think Arteta should have done something different, or Man City should have done something different. And do check out the comments from Pep side before criticizing Arsenal and Arteta. So let's talk about United versus Chelsea. I was very disappointed the way Maresca handled the 10 man, the red card, and again, the goalkeeper make another blunder, make another error, due to which that cost them 3 points. And I believe Chelsea had a very good chance in terms of winning this match, because even with the 10 men and playing so bad, Manchester United were not able to get a lot out of this match. They won this match 2-1, even with playing on their home, and Chelsea with 10 men. Manchester United were not able to create much of the chances for against Cisco. Cisco was trying too much, and I'm not blaming Cisco for anything. I blame the Manchester United setup and the way they were playing. Even with 10 men, they were not able to create chances for Cisco. And why is that? I'm not sure why. Again, Bruno playing in the midfield instead of playing in the 10 role. Imad is a right. Imad again, like Trossard, he is useful as a substitute. Imad is useful on the right wing. And I'm not sure why he was playing on the left wing or the left 10 position. And again, Manchester United fan can tell me more about that, why they think Amron is doing that way or playing this way. And do you believe Chelsea were unlucky? And do you think Manchester United were lucky in terms of winning this match? Do you think if they were playing 11 to 11, Manchester United have won that match? Again, from the Chelsea side, I'm not sure why he took the kind of decision making Maresca had in this match. Was I was like blank that what and why he was doing that. He took all the wingers. Again, when you're playing with the 10 man, you need an outlet. You need someone who is pacey, who can run behind the defenders, who can run fast, who can give terror to their defenders, who can be a there is something in the mind of the defenders that if they give any space, or if they are playing high line and there is a ball played behind them, then there is a chance that their winger, their number 9, can do something. Joe Pedro had a really good game, but he's not that pacey. Neto was the one who had the pace and who can do that stuff. I know Palma maybe a little bit injured or had some niggles. That's why he took him off. But he took Neto off. He took Palma off, and he took all the players who were playing behind Joe Pedro. He took all of them off, and that is a very different thing for a striker. To that, all of the players, the way they trained, the way they planned that match, and all of them who were playing behind him are gone, and suddenly new players were playing. And even when new players he brought in, he didn't brought in Garnacho, Gittins, who were another threat on, who can be another threat on the wing side. And if you have like watched the game in the second half, Casemiro, what a dumb man he is. Both fouls were very dumb from his side. Like, he's an experienced player, Champions League winner, multiple Champions League winner, sorry, not Premier League, but with Real Madrid, lot of league titles he has won. And the kind of mistakes he made in the first half and the second half. First half foul in the Chelsea half. Second half again, there was no need of that foul, and he took him off, and he knows that he was on yellow and still made that stupid mistake that cost Cisco. He has to go, and he could have had his first goal in this match. Again, it's building some pressure on Cisco, and he would be furious with Casemiro that the kind of stupidity he did. And if you have watched the match or the highlights, you would have seen the expression of Amron as well, that he was so like angry on Casemiro for making that foul, and Casemiro was shaking his head and like that when he has done nothing wrong. I'm not. It was a very stupid mistake from him. And in the second half, when they were playing 10 men both sides, United were not able to score another goal, and Chelsea were able to score, which shows that if they had 11 men on the pitch, they would have at least drawn this match. So that's what I feel. Maresca got it really wrong in this match. His lineup, his managing, he got confused with when their team got the red card. I know goalkeeper red card impacts the team more in terms of a red card from a midfield player like Casemiro. Red card would not have impacted that much United. The impact a goalkeeper could have, because there is a lot of difference, quality difference in terms of the goalkeeper position, who is starting and who is used as a backup. Your backup goalkeeper is never as good as your main goalkeeper in 99% of the cases. So that's why I felt Chelsea were a little bit unlucky in terms of the goalkeeper red card. And secondly, the way Maresca handled that game, he literally cost them at least 1 point or 3 points, in my opinion. So, what you think of the Maresca substitution? Do let me know in the chat. Do you think Maresca made a blunder in terms of substitution and in terms of managing that game? And do you think United played well, or they were lucky to get that 3 points because of the red card? Do share your opinion in the chat. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please do hit the like button and share it with others. Take care. Bye.